Hey Wastelanders, welcome back to The Last Ranger, and I'm going to be giving you a look-see at this knife. I don't think it's on bearings, but it's not a bad flipper. You add a little bit of wrist in it, you could flip it open if you can get it open. You could choke up on it to get a 4-finger grip. It's not a bad little knife. And we're going to get a look at the CRKT Chehalem. Mount Chehalem. From what I read, it's based on a design from Eric Ochs. I don't know where he grew up. Yeah, let's get on with it. So this is a little clip point, a mostly 3-finger knife, little clip point, unless you choke up on it, by CRKT, and it was designed by Eric Ochs, I think it's pronounced. It features 8CR13 MOV, and it's a little clip point with a, just making sure it's a hollow grind. It reminds me of a Spyderco. It features a frame lock, and it's about 60% locked up. It's centered, and let's check its balance point. I don't know why Love the LTK from Love the Knives always gives a balance point, but here's its balance point. And like I said, it's a thumb hole opener. You can roll it out. That's what mostly I do with it. I sometimes like to flick it out, but it doesn't always come out. It probably is going to take a while to break in. I mean, I had it a while, but I don't usually carry it, and I started carrying it this week or last week because this is Saturday, but I carried it on Monday through Friday, and it was just like a backup knife, and I wanted to just experience it, and I carried it and practiced flipping it out. I could only to get it to flip out reliably if I gave it a little flick with my wrist to further the action. It's very easy to close and very easy to open, but not being on bearings. Excuse me. Not being on bearings, it's not as easy to, thumb out or flick out. But it's not a bad knife, and I looked it up on Blade HQ, and currently I have the sneezes, and currently it's at $28.95. So that's not a bad price. You probably could find it cheaper because Blade HQ is kind of expensive and Knife Center is kind of expensive. But anyway, it's $28.95. So I picked it up when it was like I think it was $45 when I picked it up. So you can see it's a deep style clip in this handles. This clip is recessed into handle, and the screws are flat. So it features this hammered texture. Yeah, it really looks nice. I think I'm not all that. I don't know. I'm not all excited about the huge gap between the frame and the lock, but I still like the knife. Anyway, let's do some comparisons. So I brought out some knives that are probably more expensive than this knife, but they're the same size. So this lockup's sort of hard to engage or disengage, but this is the Fox Suru, so you can see how it compares to this. It's about the same size. And I tried to stick knives in there that you can choke up on and get a 4-finger grip on. So, and this is another Fox knife, or I think it's a Black Fox knife. Yeah, Black Fox. Oh no. Oh, Fox. Yeah. Anyway, I'm forgetting the name on this one. I'll put it down there on the screen. So, again, you could choke up on this knife and get a 4-finger grip. So, all right, and well, this knife does. You can't choke up, but I just wanted to show you how it compares to a really nice Finch knife that's small. You can choke up on this jimping on this knife, but I usually hold this knife there. I just wish this knife had a lanyard option so I could wrap my finger around a lanyard. But and here's another knife that you compare it. This knife is the Best Tech engine, I think. And I've taken these washers out on this. I don't know. Maybe it's not a washer. I don't know. I've fucked with this knife. I've taken it apart several times and tried to improve it, and it always fails. I mean, it's successful maybe 40% of the time opening. But yes, again, it could choke up on that too. I really don't like this knife. I really like how it looks, but overall, it's a shitty flipper. So it didn't fail that time. It failed that time. So this is another knife that's sort of small. It's a Best Tech too. I think it's called a Delta. I don't know, but it fails too. It's made by Poltergeist Design, or designed by Poltergeist Design Works, and it's made by Best Tech. And it's really good looking, but it's not the best flipper. And it's really too small for my hands, but. And then I'll get out the good old bug out to show you how small this knife is. Alright, next I'm probably going to give you some sizes. Okay, here's some sizes on this knife. It's about 6 1/8 inches overall. And so Jake of Ohio State, he always calling his hands gorilla mitts. He wouldn't be able to handle this knife at all, probably. This blade is about 3 or 2.5 inches, and the cutting edge is about 2 1/4. The handle is roughly 3.5 inches, so it's not a big knife. And like you could choke up on it. For my hands, I always thought I had large hands, but I don't have large enough. I don't have larger hands than Jake, I guess, because I can get all 4 fingers in there when I choke up. And let's get you a weight on it. All right. 4.06 ounces. So it's a heavy one. It's considered its size. It's pretty heavy. I'm going to be covering this blade this week sometime, maybe on the weekend or maybe next week. This is the Kubi Avenger. I got a while back. It features AUS 10 steel and it's a chisel grind. So I like this knife. So, and I'm going to do a double review video. I'm going to be covering its bigger brother, the Razor. It's a fixed blade, and I did a lanyard on it too. Finished it with a diamond knot, and I gave it a lanyard so I could stick my hand through it, because I'm going to be doing some chopping with it. Comes with a really cool Kydex sheath. You could wear it any way, down or scout style. And like I said, it's called the Razor. I think it has a 5.5 to 6 inch blade. Let's see. Yeah, 5.5 inch blade, 5.5 inch cutting area. Let's get it all in there. So I really like this knife. I plan to work on the scales and do some kind of cyberpunk theme with it, and I never got around to it. I even planned to dye the scales red, blood red, but like I said, I decided to not do it. I kind of like the scales the way they are, so I'm going to go with it, and I just want to see how it chops. And I have to go over my ex-wife's house and probably chop some stuff there, because I live in an apartment and there's no stuff around for me to chop other than my cats, and I don't want to chop my cats up. But yep, so look for an upcoming video featuring this knife and its brother, the Kubi Avenger and the Kubi Razor. Thanks, Wastelanders.